Hello, everybody, and welcome to anticipated releases for the month of May. I think it's May. I'm Nick.
I'm Travis.
Did you forget your name there or something?
Well, basically, I was going to do it's gonna be May, and then I'm like, oh, wait, I need to introduce myself, so it kind of just...
Dude, you would have been Pat's hero if you would have started it with that.
I know. I failed him.
Well, anyway, this is going to be our anticipated releases video where we talk about the games that we're excited for coming up in the month of May, and I'll be straight up honest. It's not looking like a blowout month. There's a lot of remakes and remasters, but there are a couple of games that we are excited about that we want to highlight. So, Travis, you want to start with one of yours?
Okay. I will start off with the game that I'm actually really excited about, because when it first came out, I never had the chance to play it. And that is Xenoblade Chronicles. The definitive edition, I believe, right?
Yes.
So I was never able to actually play the first Xenoblade, but I absolutely adore both Chronicles X and also Xenoblade 2. I think Xenoblade 2 is probably in my top 5 games now, because I put over 100 hours in that, and I actually want to go visit it again after playing Legend of Torna. So I'm just really excited because I know I heard really good things from Nick of how good of a story it is, and I'm sure the combat's awesome because I love all of the other games as combats. And it's just always like blah, 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 blah. I just like how the combat system always feels different from all the other games that I typically play. And I like that there's a lot going on, so it keeps me more involved in the actual battles instead of just spamming a attack button.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm sure the story is gonna blow my mind like it usually does. And I'm hoping Shulk isn't as... The only, I don't want to say grievance, but, Rex was, too nice of a person all the time. I'm like, You can't be this chill. You literally are... You went to your hopes and dreams, and it was nothing like you wanted it to be. You should be pissed off right now, buddy.
Yeah, I would kind of agree with you on that Rex wasn't really the most well-rounded protagonist that they've ever had, but I mean, you're also comparing him to silent protagonist in X as well, so I mean, as much as I hate to admit it too, as I think Rex being one of the less interesting characters, I do think that Rex was still better than X, because of the fact that he did kind of have a personality.
Yeah, he actually played a role in the story other than... What do you think?
Than be pretty much a bystander throughout the whole thing in X.
Note that I just nodded as my dialogue.
Absolutely. But yeah, no, with the definitive edition, I actually really like a couple of the quality of life improvements that they've made. One of them is if you look at the original Wii game at any of the gameplay, the text for the menus for some reason was really small, and unless you actually had a pretty upscaled TV or a bigger screen, you really wouldn't be able to see it. We'd have to squint your eyes and stuff like that. It was such a weird thing, but the UI wasn't the most friendly when it came down to the game, and so they're doing a lot of quality of life upgrades like that. The character model, I mean, it was originally a Wii game, so the character models obviously look better. The worlds are going to be a lot more realized. I actually do I think it's really cool about how they're actually, they're bringing an upscale to the graphics, but one thing that I like the fact that I'm seeing is they're not going a little overboard as with the fan service that they did with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Me and Travis have had multiple discussions, not really for videos. We can probably do one on Xenoblade 2 at some point.
Wearing clothes, okay?
Yeah, her cans are weapons of mass destruction. That's what they are. But sorry. But anyway, no, the way that they've actually remade or recreated these characters, I think is really cool. I actually really like seeing Dunban and Fiora and Riki. I've actually personally never played the original Xenoblade Chronicles, but I actually did get really into it at one point in terms of watching people play it and wanting to learn about the series, kind of around the time I was playing Xenoblade Chronicles X. So if there's any game that's deserving of a remaster, especially for a system as popular as Switch, it is worth it. They did come out with a re-release for the new Nintendo 3DS, but it only ran on the new Nintendo 3DS, not the 3DS original system. It was kind of weird. But yeah, no, getting this game in other people's hands and having another chance to play it is, I think, really important. And just to show how much of a nerd I am, I'm going to tell you guys another quick fact about this game. This is the kind of RPG game that Nintendo never really thought to release, which is kind of crazy, at least in America. And so this was actually part of an extremely big letter writing campaign just to localize this game and bring it into the West. And it worked because it's here and people got to play it for the Wii, but because of that, it's also in limited supply. So I like the fact that, again, they're re-releasing this game and remastering it because not as many people who wanted to try it out for the Wii were able to, and also the fact that if you want to try to find the game, it's tough to do so. So there's a lot of good things that I'm seeing with this game in terms of limited supply, better UI and whatnot. Everything that I'm looking for looks good, and the fact that they're adding, I think Forgotten Journey.
Yeah, I was about to mention
Souls.
that they have like the
Future Connected. That's what it's called.
Connected. Does that takes place after the game ends, right? It's kind of like
kind of like an epilogue, kind of DLC kind of thing. No, if anything, I think this is probably like one of the biggest releases for this month, and oh my god, is it deserving. If you haven't tried the Xenoblade Chronicles games, I'll give you a heads up, they are long, but I think me and Travis would both be in agreement that they are definitely worth it.
Like I said, it's in my top, like Chronicles X was in my original top 5, and then I played 2, and I liked the combat changes that were made to it, so then that bumped it up. So I'm only imagining that I'm gonna fall in love with the game all over again once I get my hands on it. Oh
yeah, I'm sure it's a lot simpler than Xenoblade 2, but I think that'd be fine. Yeah, but either way, we're going to move on to a different one, and one that I think is probably the funniest game that we're going to be talking about, and this is Fast and Furious Crossroads. Holy shit, this is actually a video game. If you guys remember at the Game Awards, they were building up to a huge announcement. The announcement was this game. This game was the final announcement for the Game Awards of 2019. There's a couple reasons why this is hilarious. One, it looks like it's exclusive to the Xbox 360. If you've seen any of the Fast and Furious movies, you know that they're probably known for having like these big explosions, really grandiose things. It's a movie that is all about the way it looks. This game doesn't look that great. It really doesn't. I'm sorry. I'm just going to straight up say it. I'm not going to be like a graphics snob, be like every game has to be HD graphics working to 4K. No, I'm not going to say that. But if you look at this game, it does not look like a current gen game, especially for what you would probably expect their budget to be, because it probably was a $5 bill. I don't really know what else to say about this game. It's a game that's coming out about the Fast and Furious movies. It seems like it seems kind of cool that you do get Vin Diesel in there, but besides that, I'm just still laughing about the fact that this is existing. I'm in disbelief. Like, it doesn't look like a game that would be coming out in this gen. Have you seen the trailer to this thing, Travis?
No, but I'm only imagining what it looks like. I'm imagining way back when on my N64 when I had the Hot Wheels racing game.
That's actually pretty accurate.
Bump up the graphics just a little bit and then put Vin Diesel in it.
It looks like it was made exclusively for like the Wii or the DS. Like, I'm sorry, like that's the main complaint that people are having with this. It's definitely not a game that should have ended been the headlining thing, but I'm sure it's along the lines. I'm not going to try to. I don't want people to get mad at me for this, but I'm going to say, at least in terms of the game, the kind of game that it's like, I think it's going to be along the lines of a game like Uncharted, where it's more cinematic. That's what it looks like to me. I'm not saying it's going to be of the same quality as Uncharted. I really don't know. I would love to see this game do well, because I would laugh my ass off because of how much this game is getting shit so far. But hey, coming out this month. I'm not buying it, I'll be honest. I'm definitely not buying it.
Yeah, I most likely won't either. Pretty much the only racing games I usually ever enjoy, or like car games in general, are Mario Kart and Burnout. If Burnout ever comes out with a new game, I'd be all over it.
Oh, Burnout 3, dude. That was so fun.
Exactly.
Let's just make destruction. I miss it. But Burnout's a dead series. Sad. Now everything's about stupid Forza. Oh, yeah. Well. Travis, you got another game for us?
Technically, there's several games. I'm just going to bundle these in the same package because it's
a good
from
idea.
the exact same package, and that is the BioShock collection and the Borderlands collection for the Switch. The only reason I'm not overly excited about Borderlands coming to Switch is because I already own the games on multiple platforms already, so why get it for a third one. Like, as much fun, I probably will end up still getting a Borderlands collection on my Switch just so I can bring Maya on the go. But if you have never played Borderlands and you have a Switch,
there's no excuse now.
You should do it. It's just, actually, yeah, especially because if all of us have it, it'd be really fun.
So I'm curious, because you got the remastered ones. Are you able to do? How many players are you able to have at once? Say like you're playing Borderlands.
You can have 4 players.
Up to 4? Oh, okay, cool. I wasn't sure how many
and then
people you could
you
play,
don't have to be all different
once.
people too. Like you can have 2 Mayas in there and stuff like that. So you don't have to worry about like, okay, who do you want to be? And it also does not matter for like team composition really. Yeah. Only I recommend not going Psycho because he does a little different stuff and he can take friendly fire because it technically helps him. But if you're a troll like all of us are, you take advantage of that fact and you basically almost kill him and then you kill everybody before he can actually kill somebody, so he's just dead.
So pretty much you troll him by saying you can power him up to some extent, but he's already dead. He can't use his power.
Well, yeah, because like one of my things is like once you go into your little revival mode, he'll bring out like a dynamite, and then he can run up to somebody and blow him up, and as long as he gets the kill, he gets back up. So you can literally shoot him to dynamite mode, and then just kill everybody in sight, and then he has to kill himself.
Interesting.
It's really fun.
Okay, this might be a game we'll definitely think about trying it out. Maybe some videos might come to this, because I feel like if anything, this would be a good game for us to do, like...
Okay, because it's all
like
co-op,
as a co-op
so
thing.
like it's us trying to work together and us probably trying to ignore all the plans that we have.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. But yeah, anyway, so we're going to be moving on. Wait, do we want to... No. So I was going to say in the same collection there...
Oh, yes, and BioShock is also there. I kind of forgot. That one I actually am more excited about because I haven't really played any of the BioShocks because I was never really a PlayStation guy.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was also on Xbox. I just never picked it up for whatever reason. It kind of went under my radar. So this would be a good time for me to get that and play it.
Oh, yeah. It's the BioShock collection includes BioShocks 1, 2, and Infinite. So it has that nice trilogy on there. It's kind of crazy that this game series actually hasn't gotten another game, which is crazy. Like either like a BioShock 3 or something like that. But this is another excuse if you haven't tried out these games yet. Critically acclaimed games overall. I can't really tell you a ton about the story because I'll be honest, I didn't read a ton about it. But this is a shock. When they had the Nintendo Direct Mini, when they announced Borderlands, XCOM, and BioShock all coming to Switch, I definitely did not expect that. I am curious because this is just me reading maybe a little too into it. I did see that when they showed the trailer, they didn't show a ton of gameplay, so I'm curious about how it runs on Switch and if it's actually optimized for Switch. That's my only concern. But in terms of like the core game, I'm sure it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, that's a fair concern
because it is the Switch. As much as you don't like to always point it out, it is the Switch. It is like the hardware isn't as powerful as like a next gen console.
Doom definitely does not run as good on Switch as it does on the other platforms. It's just fact.
Yeah. It is. So that's I guess my concern when it comes down to it. I would love to see how it does because I always say the fact that I would really want to see how it does because of the fact that I am curious. But there is certain things like I talked about it a long time ago, and it's going to be bringing into my new things when I was playing Ys 8. Ys 8 is definitely not optimized to run on Switch. It still does fine, but I would definitely recommend you to play it on something else. So, are you ready to jump into our next game, Travis?
Yes.
Okay. So the reason I said that as kind of springboard into the next one is because I don't know if this game is coming out. It was hinted, or for this month that is, it was hinted that it was supposed to come out this month, and that's Ys Memories of Celceta. They just kind of had the vague spring 2020. They had that trailer out in December of 2019, and we've heard nothing since. They're rumoring, and they've had some reports saying that it would come out in May, and I'm kind of hoping that it does. So that's kind of like why I'm putting this in the May releases. If not, I'll do a quick spiel about it in future video or whatnot. I'm not sure if the whole COVID-19 thing has affected the development of it. But Ys is an action RPG, and it has been one that I've started to be very interested in after I tried Ys 8. I've heard that one was actually one of the better ones, and it was a good revitalization to the series to get more people in America, I guess, interested in the game. A couple of unique things about the game, the game series. They did have the 9th game, Ys 9 Monstrum Nox, come out, but for some reason that one's not being localized first. They're actually localizing this one first. I don't know. Very weird things that Falcom is doing with their actual game. But this is one that I've heard doesn't have as good of a story, but the gameplay is still really solid. So this is it's a game series that I've wanted to learn more about. But this was a Vita exclusive game before. Again, there's so many weird things and niche things about this game series I just don't understand. Before, if you wanted to play this game, you either had to choose either PC, I think it was on Steam, or you had to play it on PS Vita. So there's so many weird things in terms of platforms to play these games on. So I'm happy that it's now coming to a console, so it'd be a lot easier to play with a controller, kind of like a home experience like this, because that's my preferred way to play games. But yeah. A cool thing that they're doing with this as well is the fact that they're introducing both Japanese and English audio. You can choose between the two. And yeah, you'd be able to see Adol Kristen go through another journey and whatnot. Some red-haired ginger dude, fighting monsters. What's not to love?
Nothing.
That's my spiel. Yeah, I know you probably don't have a ton to say about this game though, but
I have you say
Memories of Celceta?
I just haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I think the common consensus from people who play both games is that Ys 8 is a better game, but I hear good things about Ys Memories of Celceta in terms of gameplay, and so I'm going to be focusing on that. I'm not going to go into this story thinking that it's going to be anything fantastic, because that's what I've heard. Low expectations. That's the secret.
That is the secret. That's the key in dating me.
As long as you have low expectations, you'll always be surprised.
You want a date night? Too bad, we're staying in.
Staying in, we're eating ice cream.
But now it's for survival.
Now
that's the greatest part of this whole craziness going around is it's an excuse.
It is
a solid excuse.
I think we should mention the fact that Minecraft Dungeons is also coming out.
Oh yeah.
So Minecraft also has a mode that's pretty much a dungeon crawler that is coming out for May. I believe it's like May 26th or something like that. But besides that, I don't know what else to say about this month. It has a couple games that I am actually excited about, but especially with this whole COVID-19 thing and how delays have been happening, and obviously with E3 probably not getting the announcements that they're planning on, all these projects being delayed, it's not going to be as exciting of a month, but still, there are games we are excited about. So, yeah, get excited, like, mildly. It wasn't as bad as February. Me and Travis were stretching on February.
Yeah, well, we're going to be stretching pretty damn hard for June to even name more than 2 titles.
Yeah, so it'll be even more of a reason. If you guys are excited for a game, please let us know about it and let us get excited about it too. So yeah, that's what that comment section is there for. Let us know if you're going to get any games, or if you're, I don't know, excited for any future games, because you never know. This next month might just be games that we're excited for that's coming out sometime in the future that were announced. So never know. Maybe next month we're talking about Metroid Prime 4 and Deltarune Chapter 2. You don't know that. You don't know us.
That would actually be a really fun...
Not anticipated releases of a month, just anticipated releases.
Honestly, because I don't even think there's anything in July. The problem is that's usually filled with stuff from E3, but that's not going to be here.
We'll try our best. We'll leave it at that. So, as I said before, comment section below. Use it for telling us about some fun games. Or if you get any of these games and you love them, let us know about it too, because we love hearing about good games. But I think that's going to do it. Bye-bye.
Bye.